Are you thinking about moving into a 55 and older community? Well, before you start packing, let me share some common mistakes that I see seniors make. And trust me, making the wrong choice can leave you stuck in a community with rules that you hate, fees you can't afford, and a lifestyle that just doesn't fit. Hi, my name is Casey, and on this channel, I share information about the 55 and older communities here in Southern California. And over the past several years, I've been able to help a lot of seniors buy and sell homes here. But I've also met several seniors that weren't happy with the decisions they made about moving to a senior community. And some were communities in other states, but unfortunately, some were right here in Corona. So let me show you some of the mistakes that people have shared with me about their experiences buying in a senior community. And let's start with one of the biggest mistakes people make, and that has to do with money. Mistake number one, underestimating costs. Now, when people look at a senior community, most look at home prices, but it's important to keep in mind there's going to be additional cost, things like HOA fees, property taxes, special assessment taxes, and homeowners insurance. Plus, there are fees for some activities and events within the communities too. So for seniors on a fixed income, these costs can really add up. So don't just fall in love with the house. Make sure your monthly budget and numbers make sense too. Mistake number two, ignoring your future needs. Now the reality is, we're all getting older, and at some point, you may have to deal with mobility issues or the need for more assistance. Now luckily, most senior communities already address mobility issues by offering things like single-story homes, wider hallways, and walk-in showers. But it's also important to be close to your healthcare provider or family members that you may have to rely on for additional help. And remember, it's not just about today's needs, you have to think about your future needs too. Mistake number three, HOA rules and restrictions. Every 55 and older community has its own set of rules. Some are pretty basic and simple, but others can have a long list of rules and regulations. And in these communities, the HOA can have a huge impact on your day-to-day life. And we've all heard the horror stories of an overzealous HOA, and I don't know anyone that wants to live in this kind of community. So go over the HOA rules before you commit to a community, and don't skip the fine print, because if you do, you may end up in a community with rules and restrictions that you hate, and trust me, this is going to drive you crazy. Mistake number four, focusing only on amenities. Now it's easy to get sold on the resort lifestyle in a senior community, things like golf courses, gyms, pools, and clubhouses. But here's the truth. A lot of people move in and realize they hardly ever use these amenities. And I have to admit, I'm guilty of this one. But if this happens to you, you still have to pay your HOA fees whether you use these amenities or not. So give this one some thought. Otherwise, you'll end up with an added expense for things that you don't use. And mistake number five, not considering community culture. Every community has its own personality and culture. Some are super active with constant events and clubs. Others are much quieter and have a slower pace. But don't forget about things like politics, religion, or social issues. These issues aren't left at the front gate. They are front and center in most senior communities. So if you think you're going to get away from these type of issues, you're not. So just know there will be groups within the community that may have different beliefs and opinions than you, which is fine. But if these groups dominate and control a community, then it may not be a good fit. So again, visit and talk to current residents and get a feel for things before you make a commitment, because you don't want to find yourself in a community that leaves you feeling uncomfortable. Mistake number six, forgetting about location. Now this is a really big one. You may find a home or community that seems perfect, but it's far away from your family, your friends, healthcare, or even just a grocery store or restaurants. And this can leave you feeling isolated. So the old saying in real estate about location, 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 it's true for senior communities too. The location of the community is just as important as the community itself. And finally, mistake number seven, rushing your decision. Now I get it. You find a home that you love and you want to grab it before someone else does. But buying a home in the first community you see can be a big mistake. Take the time to visit several senior communities so you can compare the features and the homes. And if the community stands out, then consider going back and attending a community event. This is a great way to get a feel for a community and to see if you'll actually fit in. So the best advice I can give you on this one is take your time and do your research before you make a decision or commit to any community. So as you can see, there's a lot to consider when choosing a senior community. And unfortunately, I see many seniors make these mistakes. So if you're considering a move to a senior community, avoiding these issues can save you a lot of stress, money, and regrets down the road. But if you're considering any of the 55 and older communities here in Southern California, I'd be happy to answer any of your questions or to show you around. Now, I'll put my contact information up on the screen, and you can find it down below in the description. And one last thing, if you'd like more information about the communities of Trilogy at Glen Ivy or the community of Terramor here in Corona, you can check out the videos up above. Now, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.